Okay, well, I've shown you guys the bad and the ugly, and now let me show you some of the good. Now, I know it may seem like everything I've got around here is rusty junk, but that is true for about 90% of it. However, there are a couple vehicles here that are in decent shape. One being this Model T, which it is filthy. This Dodge, which is also filthy. And of course, that 49 DeSoto over there. Today, I decided to get this Dodge out. There's actually a car show coming up next weekend, and I kind of need to get it out, do a couple things to it, hose it off, and I really need to change the oil too. I haven't changed it in about a year. Granted, there's not very many miles on it, but I figured I would just pull this out, give you a walk around of it, let you have a look at it, and see that not everything I own is total junk. And yes, I know my shop is a total disaster. Been in the middle of a house remodel since I bought it back in January. So finally wrapping that up, and I'll have the shop cleaned up and set up soon. But this is the Dodge. So I don't know how many of you know about these Dodge trucks. In these years, these are called the Pilot House cab trucks. They came in a 3-window or 5-window cab configuration, and also they had a high bed and a low bed style that you could order. The base model was just the 3-window cab and the low bed truck. So this truck is completely base. However, it does have a 5-window cab. Give you a walk around of it here. It's actually in really good shape for being as old as it is. It was nicer when I got it. I drove it for about a year straight. I drove it every single day. So the paint's kind of faded now and used to be shinier and prettier, but a good coat of wax will bring that back around. Really no dings or dents or anything. No rust either. That is the biggest thing about this truck. There is absolutely no rust. Floors are solid, fenders, rockers, everything. This truck had spent the majority of its life inside. Clearly, because it has even got the original wood in the bed floor, which is just pretty much unheard of, at least around here. Inside, you can see floors are, while they're dirty, they are solid. It has got absolutely no rust anywhere. It's the same under the seat too. The only damage really to the interior headliner is starting to come down. That's the original headliner. So the old man that had it before me actually used those yardsticks, which I just left it. I think it's kind of cool. And of course the seat is showing some wear, and actually it was in much better shape before I started driving it. And as I was saying a minute ago, this truck is completely bare bones. It has got no ashtray, no cigarette lighter, no radio. But what's interesting about that, of course, it has a radio block-off plate, but they still used a dummy speaker to fill where the speaker would have went. There's nothing behind that. That's just a speaker face, and on the back side is cardboard. But take a look at the odometer here. We are showing 56,000 miles. When I got it, it showed 52,000, which is really pretty low mileage. Granted, these old flatheads, you know, were good for 60, 70, 80 before they needed a ring job. This one's doing really well. It doesn't smoke. It doesn't seem to have any issues. But now let's pop the hood here. Under the hood, that is a 218 flathead 6. This one runs just like a sewing machine. It has, I think I had to put a set of points in it once, but that's the only thing I've had to do to this motor. It is starting to need some work though. The original radiator, it does leak a little bit around the seam. It is what it is. I drove the truck about 50 miles about a month ago. And of course, just keep an eye on the water level. It'll drain down. It'll get to where it's just in the fins. And you can still run it around like that. It really doesn't hurt anything. This motor never ran hot. It doesn't get hot. But yes, eventually I am going to need to address the radiator. And the new replacement radiators for these trucks are, I think, around $800. So if anybody knows of any radiator shops or anything that I could potentially send that off to, I would much rather have the original radiator anyway. Plus, I would prefer not to spend, you know, around $800 or $1,000 on, you know, a modern looking aluminum radiator. That just wouldn't quite look right in this truck. And under this side of the hood, you can see you've got your standard Carter ball and ball single barrel carb, which is, you know, really about as dependable as it gets. Not a whole lot that can go wrong there. I like them. But just your basic little flathead 6, 3 on the tree, nothing special. Something kind of cool about these Dodge trucks that I like is I like the side opening hoods. I think it's kind of fun to park it at car shows and have both sides of it open. People can see everything, and it also kind of looks like the truck has wings or something. They're just kind of silly too. But since I got this truck pulled out, let's dump the oil. Since it's been over a year since I changed it. Anybody that's worked on these flatheads before knows they've got a great big oil drain plug. I think it's over an inch. But anyway, if you ever want to know what size they are, they're this size. Okay. At least there's plenty of room to get underneath these old trucks. That's something that's nice. Also, while I'm doing this, I thought I would just say thank you to all the new people that are here. I really appreciate it. And I've got some good news too. I have got a brand new camera on the way. I've also now got a computer, and I need to figure out what editing software I'm going to use. I think I've got that figured out too. But what that means for you guys is the quality of my videos should increase exponentially in the next few weeks. Yeah, check this out. Massive drain plug. Doesn't take hardly any time at all to dump. These only hold 5 quarts, so dumps out pretty quick. And then replace the drain plug. Be sure to get your wrench all covered in oil too. Don't bother to wipe your hand off before you pick it back up. And then be sure to just go throw your wrench back in the toolbox covered in oil so you're pissed at yourself next time you go to use it. And while I was laying underneath there, I figured I would kind of give you guys a look at just how actually solid and rot free this thing is. So here's the inner fender well. I mean, just, you know, normally those are rotted out and gone. The bottoms of the fenders. Let's take a look over here at the cab mounts and floors if I can see them. I mean, even there's a running board bracket. But just really solid. I mean, it's unheard of to see a truck this old that still has original paint on the frame. There's the bottom of the floors. Just a really solid old truck. You just don't find them like this. Then back here, of course, is under the bed floor, and that's original wood. That bed floor has never been replaced. A lot of this is original. I think even that muffler and exhaust system is still original too. I could be wrong, but back to what we were doing here. So next step, of course, pull the filter. Filter's in this housing up top, which is no big deal. Just break this loose, this spins out. Just set this off to the side for now. And of course the filter just slips out like this. Makes a big mess. These use those sock style filters. I will post the part number. I don't remember the replacement part number. I got one just sitting there open. So once I get this video edited, I will post what part number these are. Then once you've crammed the new filter in there, which that can be quite a chore. They don't seem to fit these housings as well as they should. It's kind of a job cramming them in there, but then it's just a matter of screwing the top back down. Maybe. There it goes. Now these do not use the same filters as the cars. The cars are more of a canister style. They're not the big sock style filters that these have got. And I'm going to be using 5 quarts of Rotella 1540. Pretty much everything I've got gets some form of 1540, and this stuff just happened to be the cheapest for the big 2.5 gallon jug, so that's what I bought. This stuff also used to, at least it used to, have the highest amount of zinc in it, or that ZDDP, which is good for old engines, but I'm pretty sure they took all that out of it now. Whatever. You can buy an additive. I think it's like 20 bucks. Or you can buy STP. That's what's in STP. That's a cheaper alternative. It's like 4 or 5 bucks. If you've got anything with a flat tappet cam or anything old like this, buy a little pint of STP and dump it in there if you're worried about the zinc content of the oil. A little bit more. All right, we're just going to dump the rest of it in there. That'll work. A little over full, but still has to fill up that filter housing again, so we're good. Well, thank you guys for watching. I'm gonna go take this thing out for a little cruise and then come back and give it a bath and then get it ready for the car show next week. So, thank you guys for watching.